Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I'm gonna go out. I was gonna jump out here and make me a little quick run. Let's see here. Get this headlight stuff is situated. Let's see. Oh yeah, 6:30. Yeah, that flashlight or that light's got a lot of power left. Trying to remember here. Let me see here. Wow, this is my fourth. This is my fourth ride on this. I did one video of saying I'm pulling out the original or whatever. I don't know. But, yeah, the other day during the day, I think I went up the hill and, down to this side of the town. I went to a smoke shop or whatever, but I think I put 18 miles on. This thing still has full bars. Now, yeah, it does lag a little bit when you get on it, but I mean, I don't know if y'all can see this, but full bars, and this will be the fourth ride on these batteries. Now, of course, like once again, these are double 48 volts. I got two of those on here, and I think the add-on one I think it was a 30 amp hour, 30 or 40. I think it's 30. Yeah, this thing goes forever because I just cleared this and it was at 18 miles. So the last time I took it, I haven't taken my blue one at all. I'm trying to get this battery down to where it's storable. And I mean, I'm still sitting at 49 volts, sitting still. I mean, it'll drop down, but full bars. And like I said, I've done I did a short ride one day before I went in the hospital. And then I did that ride to the store last weekend, I guess it was, for the 18 miles. I mean, this thing is still going. So even though, like I said, man, if you guys want a cheap upgrade to uh, your factory Ridstar Q20, man, pop an extra 48 volt, and this is just a square one. You can go back in my videos. It shows me installing it on here, but it's just a square, one of the cheap square batteries. I think I spent, what did I say I spent? Yeah, I think I spent $189 on that. And it might be cheaper. You're gonna have to find one. I don't think that battery that I used is on Amazon anymore, but they have them. And you can just find you a 48 volt. It ain't gotta be one. It doesn't have to look like that battery down there already. Like I said, it just has to be same volts. You can do a higher amp hour, which gives you more range. It'll give you more range. I need to turn this. I'm on one. I can only go 10 miles an hour. But yeah, I'm back on old red, the original. I'm still trying to get the battery burned down on this thing. I guess I probably shouldn't have charged it, I guess, before I took it out. Hell, I forgot this thing goes so far. But anyway, like I said, man, if you guys, I mean, there's not a lot of people out there that's got, $1,500 to go throw on a bike. But if you want a cheap upgrade to your Ridstar Q20, or I don't know, I guess that Pro one already has two batteries. I don't know how far that thing goes, but I can't remember if that Q-Star Pro or whatever that has those dual batteries. For some reason, I thought they said that those batteries were split. Like one of them runs one wheel, because it's dual motor. For some reason, I think that's what they were saying. That they're not combined, but I don't know. It may not. It may be. May not. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, you want a cheap upgrade. You're not gonna get anything. You're not. Uh-oh. I hope that wasn't a raindrop. I think something just hit me on the lip. Uh, but anyway, like I said, find you a 48 volt, the highest amp hour you get. I mean, I wouldn't waste your time on a 10 amp hour. That just kind of defeats the purpose. But you want the highest amp hour that you can get. You want to check the. You want to check the. The thickness measurements. Buy you a battery, and then they sell on Amazon. They sell. Just type in on your search, battery bags. Or I think it was bicycle or e-bike battery bags, something like that. But if you search that, you want to make sure that battery bag has the big enough dimensions to fit the battery in that you're going to buy. Make sure it's got the Velcro loops on the top and the bottom, because that's going to that will strap to the frame. And you don't have to do any modifications to anything. It all fits. I'll show you this when I get back home, just to double, show you. Like I said, you can see that video. It's quite a while back when I did it, because it was when I first got this bike, before I even owned the blue one. But buy the battery, buy you a bag to mount it on, and then buy a battery blender. Uh-oh. Man, I swear that is rain. I don't know if I need to go down too far away. I may get drained or rained on. It said it wasn't supposed to rain till early in the morning. It's only 9:45 or something right now, but I better stay closer to the house or something. I don't know. I'm just out taking a ride, burning battery, like I said. So. But battery bag, and then get a battery blender board or module, or whatever they call it. And I actually just sent that link to Jersey John up in New Jersey. He was asking about some stuff I had put on my blue one, but basically all you need to do is, if they sell a battery blender board. On one side, it's got connections for the one battery, then connections for the other battery, and then there's a connection that goes to your controller where your existing battery goes to. Man, I don't think I've ever been down here. Wow. But like I said, I think I bought my battery blender board. And make sure, like I said, I think there are some specs on them. Make sure it's for a 48 volt battery. Sometimes they give you a range of voltage, but battery bag, battery blender. I think I spent a whole total of $235, and that gave me a ton of miles of extra range. I mean, sickening. You see it drops down, but I've got the voltage reading right now, and I've still got just right under 49 volts. Well, this thing charges, these 48s charge up to 54 volts. So I have used some voltage, but I'd have to look on my graph to see what empty, or what it's, what the dead battery is. I'd have to see how low this thing will go. But I still got a lot of range left on this thing. And I've already put, man, look at all these streets. I have never been on none of these streets down here, I don't think. King something. I don't think I have. There's an old deer right out in the road. Uh, but yeah, like I said, I will. I don't know. I'll have to look. I haven't watched that video in a while that I did. I may have that battery blender description in the comments on that one. I don't know. I'll have to see. But I can throw it back on there. It's no big deal. But yeah, that's the cheapest way you can actually do upgrade to this bike. And like I said, don't mistake it for Ridgeline Road. Is this where I was just at? I don't know. Like I said, don't mistake it for more power, because you're not going to get no more power. The only way you get more power, is to add a different controller that has a higher amp output. That's where you get your speed, your amps. So anyway, like I said, quick tutorial on the old Ridstar Q20. And like I said, just a little helpful hint. And if for some reason y'all can't find something or you don't understand what I'm saying, leave me a comment. I will respond. I usually do. I don't get a lot of people comment stuff. I do get a few people. And now I've got a couple of the subscribers I actually talk to. Jersey John is the biggest one. I don't text with him. We talk on the phone. He's a cool cat. He really is. But like I said, that's kind of where he's at. But it ain't like I do have 200 and I don't know. I think I got 230 something subscribers now. Of course, I can't talk to all of everybody, and everybody don't watch all these videos all the time either. But like I said, I can either arrange to speak with you. I don't know where in the hell I'm at. Where's all these streets? I gotta come out here during the day. This is nuts. Where in the hell am I at? I don't know. I've never, believe it or not, I've never been on this. That's crazy. Bunch of deer. I guess it makes like a horseshoe and comes back to the main road, but at least it's not raining or drizzling on me. I'll help you guys whatever I can. I'm not saying, by no means am I saying I'm an expert, but I have learned a lot about these things. Just by trial and error, by studying, research, all that good stuff. I have learned a little bit, and I've messed around with these things. Now, you put me on a Telaria or hell, even the bike I want, Super 73s or whatever. I don't know a lot of those bikes. I'm assuming that most of these are all the same as far as, tinkering wise. They all work basically the same principle. Either you got a hub motor, direct drive motor, or you've got a mid-drive, like the Surons and all those. Now, you put me on a Suron or a Telaria, like I said, I can figure it out. I'd almost guarantee you that. But I don't know nothing about them right now. I'd be as lost as it gets. But this stuff ain't difficult. You just gotta do your research. Do your research. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it, because you fire too much juice to these controllers, you can fry them. And when you fry that, that's what controls everything. So you're gonna be kind of shit out of luck. Like I said, do your research. Ask people. Ask me. Ask somebody. Check with your local bikes. If you got a e-bike shop that works on e-bikes, I'm sure they'd be willing to help you, or it might cost you a few bucks, but it's worth a few bucks not to have to spend big bucks on new controllers because you fried them. But You know, as far as adding batteries and doing all that I'm talking about, very simple. Stay with your same voltage. Same voltage. Just add your components and make sure the components are compatible with the voltage batteries that you're using. But that is the simplest, you know, that's the simplest modification that you can actually see a big difference. And if you're fine with the 30 mile an hour top speed, if you can stand the, I don't know, what's the phrase? If you can stand the turtle mode when it first takes off, you know, it takes forever to get to 30. You know, and not forever, but it is slow. I'm used to riding my one with the 5,000 watt, and I'm 0 to 30 in like a couple of seconds. But like you see, I'm climbing a hill, drop down to 15 miles an hour, but it still will go 30, 31. This thing says 32. I think my GPS says 31. I think it's like a mile an hour off. But like I said, 30 miles an hour. If you're content with that, if you're content with 30, which I am. I just don't like that slug power getting to 30. But I could ride 30 all the time if I had to. Hey, little deer, you gotta watch them. If I had to do it, I mean, you know, I don't drive. Like I said in my other videos, hell, watch my videos with the Ridstar, the blue highlighted one, you know, with all the modifications on it. I can zip that sucker, you know, and up past the 50 mile an hour mark. But you don't see me do that a lot. I've done it a few times, but you won't see me do that all the time. Hell, I mean, that's fast. That's very fast. I think I can actually, if I actually bust it into the controller and tweak this thing, I could probably get 60 to 70 out of it, I'm assuming. I mean, hell, if I prop it up on the kickstand, it'll go 70 something on the speedometer now, but that's not under load. But I know it will move at that at those speeds. So I'm assuming, because I'm just running default on my controller. I have not tweaked anything, but like I said, I'm content with 30. I'm just not content with it, how long it takes to get there. And climbing hills. You know, my thing will climb a hill like it's nothing. There's not one hill, and I've got a lot of hills that I travel on. If y'all watch my videos, I've got a lot of hills here. And there's not a hill one that can slow that blue one down. But, you know, double up your batteries on this thing. If you're looking for, you know, something, I don't even remember the distance, what the max distance is on just that single battery. And I want to say the original battery down there is is it 10? I don't know, it's 10 to 20 amp hour. I can't remember what it was. But when you combine that battery with a higher amp hour, just a regular square battery, 48 volt, it actually increases your range by a buttload of miles, depending on what your amp hour on the battery that you buy as a second battery. So, like I said, I mean, if I don't remember, man, I wish I could remember. I'd have to go back to some of my old videos. I mean, some of my first e-bike videos, because that's when I first had this one, to see. I can't even remember how many miles I used to get out of a battery. That's weird, but I don't remember. Hell, if anybody any of y'all out there, if you know what your max distance or range is on running your just a standard factory Ridstar Q20, just let me know. I'm curious. I can't remember what it was because I've had these double batteries for so long, and plus I ride that other one more because it's more powerful, a lot more quieter. I mean, I can hear this hub motor moaning. If y'all watch my videos on the Blue, and you don't hear that bike, you don't hear nothing. It's quiet. But once again, I like having this bike because it's a nice backup. If I ever have friends over that want to go ride with me, backup. You know, granted that it's not as fast like I keep saying, but it's backup though. It's an extra one for somebody to ride. Or, like I said, this is not a bad ride to me. I ride this, 10, 15 mile an hour on my fast one when I'm in neighborhoods and stuff. But like I said, it's a quick one. For less than $300, you can actually, if you shop the batteries right, for under $300, you can literally more than double your distance, your range on your travel. I mean, look, I'm sagging at. I got 2 bars over half, but if I let it sit for a second, it'll jump back up. I bet I'm only missing 2 bars. And right now I'm sitting at 48 volts. That's what it shows. Well, 48.1. It's starting to climb a little bit, but once these batteries get wore down, it'll do a little bit of the sagging or whatever they call that. The bar drop. When I give it a lot of gas, it'll drop down some, but it goes back up. It's just drawing it. It's just drawing off that battery. But anyway, like I said, it's a cheap upgrade. I mean, these bikes are cheap enough as it is. I mean, I don't know, for some reason, I think somebody's on Facebook saying they bought one for like $700. I don't know. I bought these things basically broken. Some kids took them apart, so I only paid like $100 for these things. But I want to say you can buy a brand new one for $700. You throw another battery on it, you've got $1,000 with dual batteries, and you can drive forever. I mean, unless you're just on some 100-mile hike, which you shouldn't be. That's kind of crazy anyway. It'd kill you riding that far on an e-bike, but I would think. But, I mean, I've done it. I've done 60. That ain't my farthest. It was on my Blue the wired bike. I think I did 65 miles. I think 65 miles or 60 miles. I'd have to go back and watch that video. I got it on video, but I would have to watch that one to know for sure. But whenever I did that on that wired, I think I had 5% left on the battery, which was not good for that battery. I don't normally do that, but I think that was my longest thing. This thing right here, I promise you, will blow 65 miles. You'll go farther if you get a higher amp hour battery. You'll go farther than that. And that's sad, man. It's pretty amazing. And when you buy those batteries, they're going to give you the charger with it and stuff. And if it's not listed with a charger, make sure that they're sending one. Now, granted, this charger here is only a 2 amp charger, and that's the lowest I know of. That's the lowest battery charger I think you can use. And it's slow. It's going to take a while. But if you charge both of these batteries overnight, you're going to go ride the next day. So 10 o'clock you go out there, 10, 11 o'clock you go plug it in, let it charge overnight. You get up, go to work tomorrow, it should be charged. Then just unplug it and you're fully charged. You can go take a ride whenever you want to. But you've got dual 48 volt batteries. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But anyway, off of all that mess, me and my instructor's crap, I just got out of the hospital, guys. I finished up my heart stuff. They went back in through my wrist and went back into my heart, and basically they were doing, I don't know, they call it a heart catheter or a heart cath, whatever. But basically they went in and scoped all of that. They checked, because I have a couple of stents from before. I think I've told you guys this, but some of y'all ain't heard. Maybe I'm just relaying it again. But they went in, checked my old stents they put in, and then they ran all my arteries and stuff to make sure there was no blockage. They said while they were in there, they would go ahead and repair anything that was blocked that they could repair. Well, after all that mess and pain, and I think I got to the hospital at 9 or 9:30, and I think I got home at 6 o'clock, I think. I don't know. Of course, we stopped to eat somewhere on the way home, but that didn't take long. But yeah, it was a long day, and long laying in a stupid hospital bed. I hate it, man. I'm getting rained on. I'm gonna have to head back. But like I said, they told me everything looked great. He said I didn't do nothing. I had to do nothing. Everything looked great. So that's a good thing. Good thing for me, sir. I am very happy. Because I was really stressed out about that. I was really worried because I had that AFib stuff, and I was really worried that I was having blockage or something that sent that heart into AFib. But nope, everything was good. And like I said, I may be, I think I told y'all in my other one, that, I might be losing my insurance at the end of the year if all this government crap going on continues and nothing helps the insurance people pay insurance stuff. I don't know if I can afford it. It's pretty expensive. I mean, they gave me a quote of $1,500 a month. Could you afford that? And would you afford it? That's nuts. Makes no sense. But it's not me. I don't pass bills. I don't control any of that shit. So we just got to sit here and take it. But no, I can't afford $1,500 a month, or I'd be broke pretty quick. And there's got to come to a point to where you say, if I just put that money in a bank account instead of man, somebody's dog loose out here. Somebody's little pooch is loose. But there's got to come a point to where you say, if I put that in a bank account instead of paying the stupid insurance company, how many times are you going to go to the doctor? And how much money are you going to spend doing that compared to, I know that's kind of a gamble, because if something major happens and you go into a hospital for something major, that can be hundreds of thousands of dollars. But how many times do you do that? And how do you make the choice to spend all your money, for medical insurance and be starving, pretty much, compared to just letting it go? Maybe wait 3 years from now and maybe somebody next in line will do something to help the healthcare industry, because right now the insurance companies are just running wild, I guess. I don't know. Seems like it to me. But like I said, everything looked good. I think I'm going to call them tomorrow, but for some reason they did a follow-up schedule before I even went in for Friday, and I don't know if I need to call them and see if they screwed up, because I just got out of the hospital Monday, you'd think they want to give it a little more time before they do a follow-up. But whenever that follow-up is, hopefully I'm done with a heart doctor for a good long while, I hope. And at least it gave me some positive spirits, because I really wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling very confident in my health. I was doubting myself, but this really cleared it up. So it's a good thing. I'll get off of all that depressing crap and shit about me. But anyway, but like I said, I don't really have a whole hell of a lot to talk about because I ain't done nothing. I've been laid up. I mean, since Monday. I mean, this is Wednesday night right now, and you see, I don't have nothing, but I'm really supposed to be wearing a brace. But that's just to keep my wrist. That's just to keep my wrist straight, because they actually go in the artery in your wrist to get to your heart. But they don't want me to rip that artery open and bleed to death or whatever. But it's been since Monday. It's been a little over 2 full days. So I think we'll be all right. Man, I hope I don't get too long. I didn't bring no spare batteries. I mean, I'm heading back now, but it's going to take a while with these hills. But no, like I said, I hope it doesn't. I should be able to get an hour and a half out of this battery. I should be able. Yeah, I think I'll be good. But for some reason, if this dies, that's just because I was an idiot and didn't bring an extra battery. So all I had was one that was completely full. But yeah, like I said, I ain't done a whole lot. Hadn't really done a whole lot. Yeah, it'll be nice though. It'll be nice, having that peace of mind and no more doctor visits. I've got two different follow-ups on some stuff that I've got done on December 10th. And somehow, I don't know how, but I actually scheduled both of those. Forgot about the first one on the 10th. But somehow, I'm assuming I can make both of them. But I got them pretty close together. I just got to tell that doctor he got like an hour. That's all he's got, because I got to get to my next one. I think my first one's at 1, and my second one is at like 3:10. So, and my second one is probably 30 to 45 minutes away. My first one is in Georgetown. If anybody's from Texas knows, that's in Georgetown. And then I've got to run all the way downtown in Austin, or not downtown, but down at Mopac in 183. And I think I did it on a Wednesday. I think that's what the December 10th is. But I do that. I like during the week. Now these heart people schedule me one on Friday, and that I do not enjoy Friday traffic anywhere around Austin, Georgia, anywhere, because it's horrible. But anyway, man, I'm finally getting this battery. It's coming down. It must take a while to start dropping, but it's at it's half empty. It's 46 volts, 47 volts. But I think that'll be sufficient, I think. I'll look up on it when I get back to the house before I sign off on this. I'll look that chart up and see where we're sitting as far as percentage. But I like to get them down to anywhere from 50 to 70% to store. I don't like to let them sit. full charge for too long. Like I said, I'll charge it up in maybe a day or two, and then I'm burning battery one way or the other, whether I'm just taking short rides or whatever it is. But that's generally, 50 to 70%. I try to store it at if it's gonna be a month or two or whatever. I'll go ahead and I'll keep it around there. Well, people are already putting up their Christmas decorations. Like I said, this bike is not bad. It's pretty smooth. This bike has the Allscape tires. They're a little louder than the Vipers. Or what did I say I had on this? Let's see here. Yeah, I've got the Vipers on the modified bike, and then I have the Allscapes on this one, which the Allscapes to me kind of resemble. They kind of resemble more of a dirt tread or a trail tread. It's a little deeper tread, but the Vipers. I mean, I guess if you've got some light, semi-smooth, I wouldn't take the Vipers off-road doing any kind of rocky terrain because it's probably not going to be very good grip and all that. But if you do a lot of trail rides, I'd have to go with the Allscapes. But city, just street riding, Vipers all the way. Unless you want to get off into the real motorcycle tire crapola, which I guess is good too. It's probably a better tire, probably thicker. I mean, the Vipers or these Allscapes, they are very thick tires. If you're used to the Chow Yangs or whatever the hell those cheap ass tires are that Ridstar puts on, if you're used to those, I promise you put either one of those Allscapes or Vipers on, you'll freak out. Because those Chow Yangs are paper thin, they have no support, and they're like riding on balloons. I mean, they're pretty smooth because they're so thin and balloons, but those are actually loud. They're louder than these. That, and I wouldn't trust them too far. You'll get a bunch of leaks or a bunch of flats, I would think. I mean, of course, you can I recommend putting all the, what is that? The flat out crap in them. I recommend doing that on all the tires, so you're not walking a bike back like I did on a few videos back for 4.5 miles or whatever it was. But like I said, I was just lazy, and there was a few reasons why I hadn't put that in yet, but it was a bad thing. Ain't nothing worse than walking your e-bike back all the way unless you got somebody with a truck that'll come get you. I did not have that, so anyway, like I said, one of these days, if I end up keeping, if I don't have someday get rid of this red one anytime soon, I'm gonna need. I want to do the suspension upgrade like I did on the other one. New forks, new rear shocks, air shocks, because these factory ones here on this one, they're horrible. But I focused on the blue one because it was going to be modified, it was going to be high speed, and I wanted the best I could have for that type of bike so I don't kill myself. So look at old deer run. Run, mama, run. But big old deer. Yeah, we got a cold front coming in. I mean, I don't know. It's not gonna. I mean, I guess it's Texas cold. It may not be some of you Northerners cold, but I think we're supposed to be down into the 40s and 50s for the lows during the days, and that's pretty chilly for old Tejas. We don't normally get freezing shit till farther in the year, but yeah, we've already had a cold front where they called for a freeze warning, which it didn't get here, but it did out at my mom's in the country. But like I said, it's kind of unusual for here, and this early in the year. But I'll take it. I can feel it. It's cooling. It's cooling off. That cool front's, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at my weather map, but I can feel it cooling off. And then I'm assuming that it should be blowing in through here by 3 or 4 o'clock, because that's when they're saying the rain's going to hit real hard. So that's got to be when it's blowing in at some point in the middle of the night. These Allscape tires aren't bad. I just feel sometimes especially when you go through a little bit of sand or a little pea gravel on the street or on the road, like, they got a little bit of sand, which, it happens. That's where that guy up the street, that's how he wiped out his bike. He hit that little gritty sand and gravel. But like I said, I can feel these. I can feel these Allscapes. They do get a little slippery, and that kind of stuff. My Viper's tires don't do that. Like I said, they're a good street tire, and they've got good grip. Let's see what it says. Get out of here. My dumb camera's going off. I'm gonna crank up the brightness. All right, I'm looking at that. 48 volt battery volts. 47. There's 47.6, and I've got 47.3, which this will bounce up a little after I set it for a bit. I can come out here and turn it on, and it'll be closer to 48. But right now, it's saying this battery is at 55%. And it shows 0% at, I can't read that, it's in the red. Let me look. Nope. Let me click on this. Nope. Come on. This is crazy. Stupid phone. What's going on here? Why is it doing that? I'm trying to blow up the picture. Get out of there. There we go. 30. Okay, so 39 volts. 39 volts is 0%. I don't know if y'all can see this chart. It's kind of crappy, but like I said, you just look up what this, see right here. It says 40, that VOL, that's your volts, 47.0 it just jumped up one to 4, 47.3 or 4. It's going back and forth. But basically, as you see here, there's your volts. You'll just go down on your chart. You can find these charts online, but you'll go down, look at your volts, and then the left column on this one is percentage. So that tells you what percent. Like I said, 100% is 54.6 volts. So when you charge these batteries, it will start at 56 volts, even though it says a 48, or not 56, 54. Even though it says it's a 48 volt battery, it still charges to 54% or 54 volts. And then, but like I said, it probably won't even run past 40, 41 volts. But I mean, like I said, I still got I've still got half the battery according to the deal, so not too bad. Get this door open here. There you go. But I think I'm good for storing, for parking it. Like I said, I like to be between 50 and 70. 50's good. Let's see here. Oh, God dog it. I'm trying to turn that off. Let's see here. I'm trying to get this up. Maybe, hold on. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see this, see that square battery there? I'm going to take this off. Hold on. I'm going to take this off of me and pull this camera loose. Maybe you can see better. Trying to think. I wonder if I think I left my damn light in the house. What do I got? Oh man, I still got 54% battery. It hadn't been but 47 minutes. It wasn't too bad. And of course, after editing, it won't be that long either. Let's see where my light is. I think I had it in here. What did I do with it? Where are we looking? I must have been looking at something. Let's see here. What did I do? There it is. Yonder it is. Yeah, this is what I got for the X-Max and for the bikes. I don't know if you can see this, but it's got 9 16-gram cartridges. I'll show you real quick. It's kind of cool. I can use them on the bikes, on the e-bikes, or it would have been, I don't know if it would have been nice. The only problem with it, you got to carry a tube. But as you see here, that is a valve. Down here on the bottom, that black thing, that's a cover, because when you drain these CO2 cartridges, I'm trying to see if I can get that. I'm sure y'all can read that. I bought that off of Amazon. But basically, if you see, here's the top, here's the bottom. This would screw into that, and then you screw down on this, it punctures the top. But yeah, you'll put this on the tire valve, or the tire stem. You screw that onto that, and then you put, this will be here. Then all you do is crack it. That puts a hole in the top of this, and then it will shoot all of the air out of that canister into your tire. Very cool, everything's confined together. Everything, I can just throw that in under the seat or whatever. Or I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find me maybe an old camera case or something. But I got these too, because on the X-Max they are a tubeless tire, so I can actually put the tire plugs. I got this off Amazon too, and it was dirt cheap. Unfortunately, I thought this was smaller. I thought these handles and stuff, I thought it was going to be more compact the way it looked, but it's kind of big. But I will take the plugs out and put them in a Ziploc so they don't dry out. And then these T-handles to use, basically that's a tire plug. So let's say I'm on the X-Max and I It made me think about this because I got that stupid flat on. I got that stupid flat on my e-bike, and I had to push it back, and that got me thinking, what the hell am I gonna do with that X-Max if I ever got a flat on it? I mean, it's tubeless, and I mean, look how big this thing is, and look how big that is. Big difference. I'm not pushing this thing 4 miles. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. So, and I mean, I have multiple trailers. I have multiple trailers that I can hook up on my truck, but they're all at my mom's because I live in a neighborhood. I don't have nowhere to stock to park them. Uh, but if worst come to worst, I can park this somewhere and go get a trailer. But if it's like a nail or a screw, hell, I can pull that out, slap me a plug in there, get those deals, fill it up. It says on a standard motorcycle tire, which is probably bigger than these tires. These are small tires. I want to say these are 15 and 14s or 15, 14, whatever it is. But I can slap a plug in there, air it up with those deals, and I'm back on the road. And at least I can get to a motorcycle shop and buy a new tire or whatever I need to do. Have it, whoop, get back on there. I can have either a tire put on or have them actually put a real patch on it. Let's see here. But yeah, there's old blue. There's old blue. Uh, but here's the red one. This one we just took out for a ride. I'm gonna get. There you go. There we go. See this back here? The square in the back? That's the original battery. And then I added that pretty good sized battery. But they got Velcro loops you can strap around the bars. It's real cool, real easy. But yeah, that's all you do. That, and then the controller's underneath the seat. And you'll see where that battery is plugged into the controller. You unplug that battery, you plug it on one side of the battery blender, and then the new battery you'll plug in the other side of the battery blender. Those are the inputs. Then your output from the blender goes to your controller. Simple as all get out. Just make sure I think it took those little, what are those, XT, those, I think that's what they are, XT somethings. But I think they're the 60s instead of the 90s. But just double check their connections. I mean, you can just pop the seat up and you'll see it right there. Make sure the connections are right so you're not having to splice. I don't know. Like I said, it's been such a while since I've done that, but they should show you what connectors, and some of them even give you options. They can put, you know, I know 2 different ones, if not 3 different ones. It just depends. They'll offer you stuff, and you can ask them, can you put this, different connectors on them. I think they advertise that, I believe. If I remember correctly, that's what I did, and I picked what I had. I just took the seat off and checked what kind of connector it is. Uh, but like I said, if you don't know what the connectors are, take a picture of it. Pop the seat off. Take the picture of it. There should be, I think there should be numbers on it, like the XT or whatever, XT60s or whatever that. I can't remember the initials. It's been a while, but hell, take a picture of it. And like I said, man, if y'all ever have any questions, you want to send me pictures and show me, hey, what is this or what do I do with this? My email is txdroneman@gmail.com. That's the email for the Texas Drone Man YouTube stuff. So you can always send me send me stuff to that. That's not actually my personal email, but it is my, the Texas Drone Man stuff. Anybody can email on that. And like I said, I think it's Drone Man, all one deal, uh, at gmail.com. And like I said, or you can, I mean, like I said, one way or another, I could even call you, but at least you can send me the picture and look at it and I can respond, or if there's something that I want to explain, I'll just say, hey, give me your number or I'll give you my number. Give me a call or whatever. But, yeah, like I said, I don't mind helping people big word, if I can help you. But I will be 100% honest with you, which that's what I am basically. I try to be as honest as I can be with in anything. But I will be honest. I'll tell you, hey, I'm stupid. I don't know nothing about that, or I'm not gonna sit here and blow hot air up your ass and make you think I know what I'm doing. I'll be the first to admit I am not. I am not versed in everything. That's with these e-bike things, but I've had hub motors apart. I've changed out hub motors. I mess with batteries. I've done a bunch. I've added a bunch of electronics to these things. The blue one, that's really rigged. I've got a complete fuse box, a fuse panel underneath the seat. Everything is fused. I've got running lights underneath. Blue running light. I mean, if y'all seen my thing, y'all know what this thing is. But uh, like I said, I've got everything on here running 12 volts. And it's completely separate from the controller, so I can run those at any time. I don't have to have, I mean, I don't have any key in this thing, but I can turn the headlight on. I can turn the underglow lights. You can see those. All my 12 volt, everything is basically 12 volt. And I can run, headlights. I can run everything. Uh, I actually, if you'll look, I've got 3 headlights on this thing. I got one here. I got the big motorcycle one. It's a 7-inch, I think it is, or 6 or 7 inch. And then I've got the rechargeable. So I've got a lot of lights on here, and I can be very visible, especially with the undercarriage, those blue undercarriage lights. This thing lights up good. And then got the blinkers. Let's see. Where am I at? There it is. Yeah. I got blinkers, 12 volts. It's all hooked up to 12 volts. I got my blinkers front and back. That's what I was sending over Jersey John, was what kind of blinkers they were. And if you look in the stoplight or in the tail light, I even hooked up those blinkers because originally that's all they had with this light kit. But I went ahead and tapped all those together. That way this is blinking, and the front too. So anyway, like I said, I've done a bunch of crap. I've done a lot of this shit, and I don't mind sharing my knowledge if I can help you. But anyway, that's the battery thing. Like I said, I'll throw this up again. It's been a while since we've even messed with that, the original Ridstar, the 48 volt one. But I've got it gone. Now I can get back and charge old Speed Demon over here, an old Big Blue. I could charge that back, and I can ride that again. But I wanted to stretch the legs on that red one because I hadn't rode it in a while, and I don't have anybody that's even showed an interest in going riding with me. But I've got it if they do. So anyway, well, guys, I think that's everything, and I'm gonna get off here and go rest my bones a little bit. Like I said, I'm still a little bit sore on the wrists and all that stuff, but it like I said, I feel a hell of a lot better than what I would ever thought. As far as when somebody tells you they're gonna mess with your heart, hard to believe they can just jump in through your wrist. But anyway, all right, guys, I'm out of here, and we'll see you.